All right, what's going on, Steve Smith? I have not done a podcast in over a week, and I apologize for that. So I figured I'd do one just you and me. Here we are. Hi, what's happening? So, what has been going on for the past week and a half or so? COVID has been a thing. Now, if you listened to the last podcast that I did, I had Lee Stalker on from Summercrest, and I had broke the news that I had COVID. So here it is at recording time. What is today? Today is the 7th of December. I do not have COVID anymore. I'm out of quarantine. I'm out of isolation. So I'm back into society, back visiting human beings. However, still wearing a mask. So I did 10 days? I think I was 10 days in isolation. And I'm going to hold tight until about Friday. Still probably wear a mask when I go out in public now, just because, all right, so here's the deal. I know everybody has their own view on the coronavirus and vaccines and masks and everything else. I actually respect anybody's opinion on this stuff. I have my own take. I like to, when I have like Kevin in or Ray Gagnon or Joe Osgood or whomever, I always like to take the opposite side because I enjoy debating. I think that's fun. But my personal take on all this stuff is, I had gotten the vaccine mainly just because I wanted to keep my family safe. My grandmother's 100. I use that as an example all the time. I didn't want to pass anything on. And everything's been fine. Everything's been fine in my family until Thanksgiving. We had people over, including my grandmother, my aunt and uncle, my mom and dad, my cousin. And we had family over. And here it was Thanksgiving night. I started getting the chills. I had a cough Wednesday night and then Thanksgiving morning. And it wasn't much. Then all of a sudden, the next thing, that Friday, I'm coughing up a storm. And I got 2 tests. I did the at-home test. So Christine had the at-home test. Had an extra one. I took it. I tested positive. I didn't want to believe the results, because now I'm in a state of disbelief. I'm thinking, this can't be real. This could be faulty. It could be a false positive. I've come to learn that there is no false positive with the COVID tests. It's a positive because it's positive and you positively have it. So anyway, then I went to New London Hospital. I took the PCR test, the brain tickle, and then they sent the stuff up to Dartmouth. And then by that Sunday, I'd gotten word that officially positive again. So I went in isolation Friday. This is now 2 Fridays ago. Slept in the basement for over a week, and then officially came out of isolation on Sunday, and now I'm back in the bedroom, sleeping in my bed. Harper also tested positive. She is asymptomatic. She comes out of quarantine on Friday. She can go back to school on Friday. Unfortunately, Christine tested negative the first time, and then she had a positive test last week. So she's now in quarantine. She's working from home, and so she's like a week away from me, but she comes out of quarantine this weekend. It's been a nightmare. Like, I don't know if you've gone through this COVID thing or not. A lot of folks have, so my story isn't unique in society. A lot of people have dealt with it in different ways. My symptoms were very mild. I fully do believe they were mild because I had the vaccine, but I'll never know. I've got other friends that didn't get the vaccine and they barely even got hit. And I know some other people that did have the vaccine and even the booster, and they got hit pretty hard. So who knows? I really don't know, and I never will know. Again, if you have your own opinion, that's good for you. I am fine with your opinion. I have mine. So anyway, my symptoms, I had a cough. I had a very strong cough for a few days. Got winded for a few days too, like especially walking up and down stairs. It would kind of knock me out. I wasn't really overly tired. I had one day of kind of tiredness, and then I sort of pushed through it and kind of walked it off, which I think helped me as well. I had talked to another friend of mine that had gotten COVID and had said, that, staying up and staying active helps keep your body moving. Again, I don't know. I could have sat on the couch and binge watched TV for like 5 days and still getting better. But yeah, just those were my symptoms. Now, Christine, who got it a week after I got it, or almost a week, she lost her smell. She does have taste. She's tired. Can't breathe. Like head feels like it's in a vice. But doesn't have all the other symptoms. It's the weirdest thing. Absolutely weirdest thing. So the biggest struggle with all this stuff, besides the impending sickness that some people get, and Christine's feeling worse than I was feeling, is that quarantining, that isolation. I'm not going to lie, I was pretty lonely. I'm sitting in the basement by myself for a few days. Barely saw a human being. I would sit at the bottom of the stairs, and Christine or Harper would be at the top of the stairs, and I would talk to him that way. But other than that, it's not like sitting on the couch and watching TV with somebody. You know what I mean? Also, the hindrance on like your life. Luckily, I have a job here where I can come into work and I can isolate and I can do interviews over Zoom or Skype or whatever. We even did the toy drive last week, which went really well. Had over 1,000 toys and over $4,400 in cash. It was huge. It was a great turnout. Couldn't have done it without my volunteers. Thank you all the volunteers that helped outside while I was stuck inside here in the window doing the toy drive. But that isolation, that inability to get out and shake hands and wish people Merry Christmas or just run into the grocery store and pick up some milk. I will say I thoroughly have enjoyed having access to the curbside pickup. I've never done it before. I actually kind of thought it was silly going into this. I'm like, who's that lazy that they can't just walk into a grocery store? Oh, I get it now. I get it. You're sick and you don't want to deal with sickness and making other people sick, but you still need milk. Curbside pickup. Boom. Or even if you're not sick and you don't want to deal with grocery stores and shopping yourself, you just order online, you drive pickup, and it's pretty handy. We've done it at Shaw's. We've done it at Walmart. It's been good. I don't mind it. This might be a thing. It saves tons of time. Because I can't go into a grocery store and just be fast. I have an inability. Time stands still when I go into a grocery store. Because what ends up happening is I go in and I meander about and then I buy stuff I don't need. Because, that's on sale, and we're going to need some coffee down the road, and it's $3.99 a package. Let's get that. Or I run into somebody that I haven't seen in a long time. It's never a quick process for me. But I actually enjoy grocery shopping. I don't enjoy the online shopping. I don't mind the pickup. So Christine's been doing the shopping, and this tells me, okay, pickup is at 2 o'clock. All right, cool. So I drive up, I park, I call the number, they drop it off, and I go home. Perfect. Works out well. So yeah, this has really been my life. Studio's still in quarantine this week until Harper is out of quarantine. So she like I said, goes back to school on Friday. So starting Friday, I should be doing more podcasts and stuff and have more people back in studio, which will be good. This weekend, Christine's off quarantine. We're probably gonna hunker down. I don't know if we're gonna head out or not. If we do, anywhere we go, we'll definitely have a mask. And I'm probably going to wear a mask for a while now. I don't want to. Trust me, I really don't want to because I hate it. But I do not want to go through this again. This has been frustrating and annoying and complicated and lonely. And it's a test on relationships with humans. You know what I mean? So if you're happy being in complete isolation and alone, then it's not a bad thing. But if you miss interacting with people or not talking through doors, then it's been complicated. And I don't want to go through it again. Am I going to get the booster shot? You bet. I was on the fence on getting the booster shot. I didn't know what to do. I watched too many YouTube videos and go down some crazy rabbit holes sometimes. So I wasn't sure if I was going to get it. I was kind of wavering. Maybe I won't. I'm not going to let the government tell me what to do. Well, guess what? I don't want to sit at home for another 10 days. I'm going to get the booster. I don't know when I'm eligible to get the booster. I don't know if it's because, like, since I'm just coming off COVID, am I eligible now or do I have to wait? I have to kind of look that up and figure out when that's available to me. But yeah, I'm totally going to get it. So that's where it is. That's really been my life. It's been full of COVID at this point. I still feel a little raspy. I have a small cough every once in a while. I feel fine. I really don't feel bad at all. For the most part, I just think that I'm stuffy. Like, my head feels like I've got allergies. And I've had allergies before, so I know what it feels like. I've been taking Sudafed like a crazy person. That does help, for me anyway. It certainly has helped. But when I'm not taking it, all of a sudden I feel like the postnasal drip and I start coughing, and then I feel like I'm spreading COVID everywhere. Hopefully you're being safe. I know, like, right now it's a crazy COVID time locally in our area. So I hope that you're not dealing with this or your family's not dealing with this. I will be honest, the nervousness and guilt that I felt after having my family over for Thanksgiving and then the next day testing positive for COVID was horrible. Very worried about my family, and knock on wood, so far everybody's been fine. Today is what, Tuesday, so almost 14 days past Thanksgiving. So I think we're good, but who knows at this point. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I apologize for not having any podcasts again for this past week. During the toy drive, I didn't record anything, and I haven't had anybody in studio, so no Car Nuts, no Kevin O'Nella, no Joe Osgood, though Wayne did come and help with the toy drive, and so didn't Joe. Kevin's been staying away. I want to dispel any rumors that I got this from Kevin, because Kevin was sick, and then I got COVID. Kevin has a cold. He's tested negative a few times. He does not have COVID. He just actually has a cold. I did not get Kevin's cold. I got COVID. So don't blame Kevin, though he and I both know at this point, if either one of us is sick, we don't want to give it to the other person at all. That's a bad thing. Anyway, thanks again for listening, and once I get some more folks in, I'll be doing more podcasts. Hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you down the line.